Hello and welcome to the video, guys. We're going to be looking at the Grille 15 and I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts on this vehicle. We played 108 battles, I believe, in this tank, and I got the 1 mark on it and I am done with the vehicle. We ended at 65.10% and this was the final battle here. The mark currently shows that it's below that, but I guess you guys kind of know how the mark works. It can change a little bit from time to time, and also it might be a little delayed and showing you maybe also the exact mark percentage that I have right now. So that's kind of how it works. But in any case, guys, we got the 1 mark on this vehicle. We had a good game for our final game in order to get it, and I am done with this vehicle. I don't like the play style of this tank. I kind of did learn that you have to use its mobility more. I said in my last video on this vehicle that you cannot play this thing like the 2 vehicles that come before it. It doesn't work that way. You need to be able to use the mobility to reposition yourself, and ultimately I just didn't really like the vehicle, guys. It's just way too... I don't have a word for it other than awkward. It's just a very awkward tank because the way the turret works, you can only rotate the turret 50 degrees each way. This is about the max you can rotate it in one direction. It doesn't really make any sense. Yes, the accuracy is good. Yes, it does hit hard, but the tank is just very tall. It's very awkward. It has no concealment, and it just didn't work out for me. I'd much rather play the Waffle Panzer with the very high pen APCR rounds. It seems to work a lot better for me, and that's just how I feel about the tank. There are some people that love this vehicle, but for me it did not work, and I think part of the reason why is maybe because the current state of the matchmaking, right? Again, I talk about this in every single video, but I did end with about, I want to say, guys, it was 2,215 damage averaged and a couple hundred assist damage. Over 108 battles, that's what got us the 1 mark. And I had a 39% win rate. So it was actually almost 40%, but this is just something to keep in mind. I don't think that's a standard win rate for somebody who does 2,200 damage a game in this vehicle. 2,200 damage or so in this vehicle, I believe, is like 70th something percentile, 75th percentile. It's, better than the majority of players in this vehicle. We get a nice shot into the T95. And yeah, to score a win rate of less than 40%, you could say that this is likely matchmaking over the course of 108 battles, right? So keep that in mind. Even if it was 100 battles, we're only winning about 40 of them by that win rate. And, if someone was really, really bad at the game, you would think, okay, at most, watch the shot, a nice shot to the CC there. But you would think at most someone would probably have as low as a 44, 45, maybe 46% win rate if they're playing the tank at somewhat average levels. But even then, I was doing, more damage than about 3/4 of the players in this vehicle over the last 14 days or 60 days or however it was calculated by XVM standards and all. And we'll take a look at the statistics after this battle, but I just wasn't enjoying this vehicle, guys. I think a lot of the games were just too quick for me to really enjoy it. Sure, I got some nice shots in here and there. We're at 2,100 damage and 1,448 assist just now. But the games I was getting into just weren't working for me. And, though this one kind of worked out, it still was a loss, and I just don't like losing. So I kind of got tired of playing this vehicle, and ended up selling it after the first mark, and now we're just playing the Waffle Panzer. If I really need a tank to just go out and play TD with, then I'll use the Waffle Panzer or the Kanonen Jagd Panzer or something like that. So yeah, we're at 3k damage, guys. We're looking at this VK here. I'm reloading, and I believe I'm going to switch to heats, and you're going to see why I do not like the heat shells. Now, keep in mind this, we're able to almost get a shot into the Char there, and again, kind of a derpy gun. Did you see the way that worked? And watch how I'm turning, okay? This is another thing with this vehicle and why I don't like it. Watch how I'm already turning my tank to try and beat the Char to the punch here, right? I'm trying to turn the vehicle so I can be in front of him. I always say this, when with these slower tanks, you want to already be turning the turret when someone's trying to pass you. And watch, even with 100% crew and all that, and on top of that, I have the and the snapshot was crazy, right? We were able to get that into him. But we're pretty much not able to even turn the tank quick enough with 100% crew, with improved rotation mechanism, and I believe I even have the crew skill for traverse speed, right? We're still barely able to turn the tank fast enough to keep up with the Char there. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm just not a fan of how this vehicle is kind of operating. Now we're going to go for the lower plate here. It hits the upper plate. Again, the heats on this vehicle, guys, are 334 millimeters of penetration, but it's heat, and heat does not pen these weird angled surfaces. You need flat surfaces, and APCRs, yeah, you don't get as much normalization with the APCRs compared to APs, but I'd like to think that I could pen that upper plate with the 352 millimeter APCRs on the Waffle Panzer, right? Heats are just very awkward. They won't pen these angled surfaces. They won't pen spaced armor because they're high explosive, right? They hit that impact point and that's it. And yeah, man, I'm just not a fan of the heat shells. I'm really not. I know a lot of people love heat, but it doesn't seem to work for me, guys. So it might just be me, but that's kind of the deal with this vehicle. You have heat, and it's a tier 10, so you have the one gun. You can't change guns or anything like that. It's just the case. So anyway, we're going to end up losing this game. I'm trying to get a couple more shots off here, as you can see, looking for a shot in the CS. Here comes the Char. We're not going to be able to get a shot into the Char here. And at this point now, I feel like I'm literally trying to go about my day with crutches or something like that. That's how I feel in this vehicle. Like, I broke my arm or I broke my leg, and I'm trying to go about my day in a normal way. With only 3 limbs working properly. That's how this vehicle feels to me, with the way you can only turn the turret 50 degrees. It's just so awkward and slow, and the traverse is god-awful, and I don't like vehicles like this, guys. Watch how this Char literally makes me look like a fool, and I like to think I'm a decent player. Look at this. I'm running after the Char, and I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna clean this guy up, I'm tired of this guy. He tracks me here, and now I have to repair the track, and my tank turns while he tracks me. I'm going to try and get the shot into him there, and it misses. And this is how I feel in this vehicle. I literally just feel like somebody on crutches or something like that. Like, I just feel so handicapped, as bad as that is to say. I don't like the way the tank feels. It just feels way too quirky to me, compared to like the Waffle Panzer and stuff like that can turn the turret all the way. And it's not what this tank is made for. You can't be trying to like peek around corners in this vehicle, because the turret can't freaking turn. And I don't know why the tank is made like this. I guess they tried to balance it in this way, but to me it just seems so awful for tier 10. Like, I know as a sniper this tank is very accurate, but I've told you, you have to kind of use the mobility in this vehicle if you really want to play it to its max potential. But this is the way I've been playing it, guys. We did do 3,722 damage, 2,299 assists. It was a great game. We obviously got the 1 mark, but for whatever reason, guys, I just can't make this thing work as good as I'd like to, right? And again, you can blame the matchmaking, but I think it's just not my playstyle. I'm not a big fan of it. I've seen other streamers be able to play this vehicle very successfully, but I'm just a bit, slightly above average in this vehicle, and that's all I can do. I really cannot have a good overall score in this vehicle that I would like to have, right? Again, we're probably like 70th something percentile in terms of damage with this vehicle, but that's the best I can do, and that's what I got. So here it is, guys, the Grille 15. Again, I 1 marked it, I sold it. You might like the tank more. Again, it's very accurate, it's mobile, but the tank is just so awkward to me, and I can't play with these awkward tanks. You guys know that I'm a light tank player. I love mobility, I love quick snappy turrets and stuff like that, and this thing is just not it, man. So That's Grille 15, guys. We'll get into the M plates. First, I'm going to show you the stats in Tomato GG. So, over 108 battles, guys. We had almost a kill per game. I'd like to think that this was higher, but it's not. We averaged 2,215 damage a game with a damage ratio of 1.51 and a kill to death ratio of 1.25, so at least there's that. We averaged a WN8 of 1376. This is a 39.81% win rate that I had in this vehicle, averaging this damage over this amount of battles. So I'd like to think that there's some luck that goes into this, but we did mark it. We got our first class, and that's it, guys. But I'm going to show you the Hall of Fame real quick so you can kind of see where I'm ranking with this vehicle. Look at this damage in the LTTP, man, and I still can't freaking 3-mark this thing, but we're doing pretty well in that vehicle, guys. Look at the Waffle Panzer, better than 95.38% by damage. And like that's why I love this thing. But look at the Grille, better than 73.78% of players. So it's a very difficult tank to learn. I just don't think I'm the greatest in it. And that's how I feel about this vehicle, guys. Truly, like I don't feel like my play style fits the vehicle. I much rather play, Char, LT432, these types of vehicles. And if I am going to play a tank destroyer, I would rather it be in this vehicle. I mean, look at this thing. In the last, whatever, 60 days, I believe it is, they count it as, we're 92nd by damage. Like, we do very, very well in this vehicle. Let me see if I can find this vehicle in the last, like, 30 days that I played it. We'll search. Here it is. And look at this tank, guys. Now, again, I have a 42.86% win rate in this vehicle over 28 battles. But look at the WN8, 2649. The damage per game is higher than that in the Grille, 2590. And we've gotten a mastery in this vehicle. So I just prefer this way more. I really do, guys. I know it might sound weird. I think a lot of people would prefer the Grille, but I just love this vehicle, man. A lot of people like the RHM. I don't like that because I feel like the mobility is not there. It does have a lot more concealment though, but my favorite is the tier 9 in this tech tree, and I just don't like the Grille, man. It's not that I hate it, but I just don't like it, guys. And that's that. So we'll take a look at the end plates and I'll let you guys go. Here's the first mark, guys. Again, 3836 damage, 2299 assists. So combined score was really good here. I was running this thing with Bounty Turbo, the improved rotation mechanism in the firepower slot, and rammer. And this is what I mean about this thing not even being able to turn to face the Char. We have 91% on the traverse thing here for the driver. We have improved rotation mechanism. We have 100% crew, and even the Bounty Turbo, I think, might impact. I don't think it impacts traverse speed, but you would think it'd make it feel a little quicker or whatever. And still, guys, I have a Char like being able to circle me. I just don't like it. As simple as it is. Rations and everything, man. And it's just wild to me that, I felt this thing was a lot more snappy and quick based on what I've seen in game with other people playing it, and the reality is it's just a very awkward tank with like no gun depression, and to me it's kind of just a turd for tier 10, but that's just my opinion. So here we go. We were, I guess, second by damage here and second by experience, it looks like. Yeah, and again, a good game, but I've had enough of this vehicle, guys. I've had enough of like a 39% win rate. Like, really, like, with the damage I'm averaging, I just think it's unlucky in my opinion. And again, I know the mark was a little weird because what it's doing is it's seeing what the mark was already at this point in time and then adding it to that game, because the mark takes data from what you currently have, even in the replays. So we ended with 66.06% on the mark, and I was like, all right, man, it's time to get rid of this thing. I'm done. And I got rid of it, guys. So that's it for the Grille 15. I hope you enjoyed. I would recommend that you guys get this tank if you want a really good sniper at tier 10, but just be aware that the playstyle is very awkward, man. It doesn't really fit my playstyle. If you guys play like me, you might want to get something else, but here the tank is, and you can see where it's working and where it's not, but ultimately I prefer the Waffle Panzer for many reasons, as I discussed in the previous video as well, guys. And that's it. Hope you guys are all doing well. Again, Grille 15, I would recommend you just stay with RHM or Waffle Panzer, but that's me. And I hope you enjoyed, guys. So that's it. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.